Zolder in Belgium is the former home of the Belgian Grand Prix. And it's one of the true gems of European racing. A high-speed and yet technical circuit that this weekend forms the backdrop for the Caterham Motorsport Circus as they arrive for their European rounds. It's set to be all action, all the classes are here, and each have their own races and their own battles to decide. The first category we'll take a look at are the road sports. Arriving here in Zolder, the championship is headed by Rui Ferreira. He has a slender 3-point lead over Russ Oliphant, and even Daniel Quintero is only 10 points behind in third. And it's our race one winner, Daniel Quintero, who starts on pole position. You start as you finished in these races, not always a bonus in Caterham's. Being at the front on the last lap certainly usually doesn't guarantee you're going to win. Russ Oliphant on the outside of the front row, and beautiful weather, whatever your motorsporting proclivities are this weekend in Zolder. Guy Hawkins, William Lloyd on row 2, championship leader Rui Ferreira outside row 3, with Alex Jordan's red machine inside him. 20 minutes around the Zolder Grand Prix circuit. Away we go. Great start from Russ Oliphant. Got to have a good start on the outside, rushing down to Eerste Linkse, the first left-hand corner, and he has. He swept right around Daniel Quintero, who did not make a good getaway. Quintero probably going to lose a couple of places. You need to be brave on the outside at the first turn, but it does pay off. Down into the right-hander, Sterrenwachtbocht, the star-watching corner, and then around Canal Turn, the second right-hander. Battle for fifth, Rui Ferreira, 21 on the inside of Alex Jordan. That's how they started on the grid. And they were just in front of Alan Cooper. Everybody sweeping through into the Lucien Bianchi box. Good exit here, absolutely essential. Decent straight up to the first chicane. This one they call the little chicane. Really important to get the braking right here, because from here you climb through the exit over the blind left-hander and all the way down into the Villeneuve chicane. And each of these chicanes here at Zolder really demanding desperately late braking. Got to control the speed through the chicane and on the exit. Here this long 3-part right-hander drifting out wide onto the grass. Rui Ferreira, Alex Jordan right behind him. We're closing in with Alan Cooper. Cooper in the slipstream. Long sweeping left-hander, but the big corner 8 here, massive braking episode, and always catches drivers out. Looks like you can go in a lot deeper than you dare. There's Alan Cooper, the white car, and he sweeps to the inside of Alex Jordan. Got a good run going here, down the back straight, down towards the Jackie chicane. Our race leader, Russ Oliphant, leading them through. 71, Cooper picks up another place, and another mistake by Rui Ferreira. Carried too much speed in the yellow machine. He's lost 1 place. Alongside him, number 10 machine, David Bevan, the blue car. Oops. Trouble for the second race in a row, I'm afraid, for Andrew Perry. Not having a great outing here. Looks like that's the end of his race. Oh dear, trouble there for number 44, Guy Hawkins, out of second place and across the gravel at Eerste Linkse. That allowed Daniel Quintero up into second. Russ Oliphant still the race leader. Looks like Hawkins escaped the gravel with a warning. Daniel Martin right behind Chris Aubrey. Out of the Canal Turn and up to Lucien Bianchi box. There is 21 Rui Ferreira right behind Alex Jordan still, and they are adrift of Alan Cooper, the white car. That's the queue in front. Run down to this braking area, right left chicane. Being a little cautious under braking there, Dan Martin, and understandably so. You can go straight across there, it's just not comfortable. Oliphant leading, Quintero in second. Hawkins is back up to third place. I think William Lloyd in fourth place. So Will, where he started, just in front of this queue. Next car, Alex Jordan started fifth, lies fifth. Rui Ferreira, oh, contact with the back of Alan Cooper's car. And Ferreira, that's the third error in this race. It is very cut and thrust in Caterham racing, but those were all unforced errors. Rui Ferreira, the points leader, just a little rattled, or was the points leader coming in. He's lost the points lead in race one. He's also being dive bombed. The blue car went through. And that was David Bevan, who started 11th on the grid to Rui Ferreira's 6th. So Bevan making good forward progress. Ferreira right in front of us with Dan Martin. And yellow flags out. So Leader still Russ Oliphant, ahead of Dan Quintero and Guy Hawkins. Hawkins now back up to second in front of the 88 car of Quintero. So Hawkins, despite his frolics at the first turn, has managed to get back. However, Quintero down into Eerste-Linkse. Is there contact? No, but Hawkins just losing control of fraction, dust in front. Leader still there. Did Russ Oliphant run a little wide there? I think he might have done. They are much closer than otherwise they might have been. Well, mistakes inevitable with these cars. So much speed and so little grip from the aerodynamics. Guy Hawkins flying off really wide at the Eerste-Linkse, losing second place momentarily. Got away with that by the skin of his teeth. So did Rui Ferreira with this. This is one of a catalogue of errors. Collision with Alan Cooper, lucky not to rip the right front off his car there, Ferreira. That would have been bad news for the championship. And here, the leader, Russ Oliphant, oh, fringes of the gravel trap. Checkered flag is out and waiting for Russ Oliphant. Second race of the weekend, and Oliphant running away. Second in race one, victory in race two. That's his second win of the season and only once off the podium in 6 starts. Action continuing all the way down the field. Dan Martin chasing Rob Watson. Whoa! Rush of blood to the head. And a wild moment in the Jackie Ick chicane, the final corners on the track. Checkered flag comes as a relief to him. So confirmation of the result. Third place for Guy Hawkins, second for Dan Quintero, Rui Ferreira. The points leader coming here down in 8th, but our happy winner is Russ Oliphant.
First corner, I think the tyres overheated, it got ever so slippery, and Dan came past me, and then luckily he had the same problem the next lap, and I got past him, and then managed to get a bit of a gap. So yeah, it was a good race. Hot.
So the championship has a different look. Rui Ferreira came here as the points leader. He's now 9 behind. Dan Quintero 7 behind our new leader Russ Oliphant as they head away from Zolder.
In sector 2.
Zolder in Belgium, the European leg of the Bookertrack.com Caterham Superlight Championship. The R300-S is in action at the former home of the Belgian Grand Prix. And as they come here, last year's championship runner-up Aaron Head has very quickly established himself as the man to chase. The squabbling pack behind him have all had podium finishes, and Lee Wiggins has won a race. But in the previous 2 weekends, Aaron Head has won 3. Beginning of race 1, Head jumped from the pole by Lee Wiggins, who led early on, but Aaron Head soon establishing himself out front. Trouble though for Supersport champion Stephen Nuttall. He's been in Caterham's for 4 years, has won a title and moved up every season. This was not a good race for him. Trouble too, number 2 car of John Reed. Right rear suspension deranged. Aaron Head romped away out front to claim victory. Comfortable 2.5 seconds ahead of Lee Wiggins, with Danny Winstanley completing the podium in 3rd. So win number 4 of the season, Aaron Head, Lee Wiggins and the rest need to turn things around in race 2 here in Zolder to stop the championship leader accelerating away. Well, as the winner, he starts race 2 on pole position. Aaron Head easy to distinguish with that pink roll cage. Lee Wiggins, the lime green car alongside. Danny Winstanley lines up 3rd. Jonathan Mortimer in 4th, ahead of Clive Richards, the most experienced veteran in the field. Stephen Nuttall starts penultimate after failing to finish race 1. Lots of rows of cars in front of him to try and get by. And Aaron Head, pole position, the black car with the pink roll cage, ready to go. Lee Wiggins alongside him. And another great start from the inside of the front row. Very tardy yet away from Aaron Head, once more swallowed up in the pack. Can't afford to keep doing that. It will come and bite him one day. Clive Richards got around him, and Aaron Head down to 6th position into the 2nd corner. It is Lee Wiggins with the lead of the race, and already up half a dozen places probably Stephen Nuttall. Looking to the inside of number 7, Joachim Westermann. Didn't get through there, but you sense that Matt might not be far away. And in 5th position as they come onto the run down to the first chicane is Aaron Head. John Mortimer in the group behind the leader, and everybody in second place at the moment. And hitting the front, the bright green car of Danny Winstanley. Right behind him, Clive Richards and Joachim Westermann. Little defensive line here, trying to hold off Stephen Nuttall, you think. 78 with the lead then. Right behind him at 85, Clive Richards. 78, Danny Winstanley. John Mortimer in 4th place. 3rd place, Lee Wiggins, who started from the outside the front row of the grid. And these ultimate racing versions of the decades-old Caterham 7, and before that, decades-old Lotus 7. Very quick, very lively performing cars. Chris Wright picking up a spot from Jeremy Ellis there under braking. And at the moment, Danny Winstanley trying to make a break. That rarely happens. Through into 4th place goes Aaron Head. Leaves it late under braking for the Jackie Ick chicane. John Mortimer with a little bit of oversteer. Very easy to induce in these cars. Here's how the start looked from his viewpoint. A little bit of creeping there from number 9, Matt Dyer. Very slow getaway from Paul Browse in front of the number 22 car. Number 2, John Reed. Oh dear, look at this. It's like he's in super fast game mode on his PlayStation. Great starting from Stephen Nuttall. I think Danny Winstanley might have the answer, going very slowly out of the canal turn. I think something's blown in his car. The leader, Aaron Head, and a cloud of dust behind him. For why, Keats? For why? Here he is on his own. Lucien Bianchi corner, too much speed. He kicked up the dust, got away with that though. Stephen Nuttall, car number 8, now mixing with Clive Richards and Jack Sales, the red and black machine. And they are chasing the car in front as they try and sort themselves out. Nuttall now well up into the top half dozen. This is 4th, 5th and 6th. You can see John Mortimer in front, in 3rd place on his own. And down the inside, Stephen Nuttall. Clive Richards having none of that, is he? Clive Richards, another real Caterham veteran. John Mortimer in front, incidentally, on for podium spot here in Zolder. Now, he has announced that this will be his last Caterham race after, well, possibly we shouldn't delve into after how many years of racing them. Oh! Clive Richards gets it wrong at Villeneuve, loses 2 places on the final lap. No mistakes though from Aaron Head, heading to win number 5 of the season. So championship coordinator waves the flag in her final race weekend, running the Superlights. Lee Wiggins comes to the flag, nearly 13 seconds back in second. John Mortimer in 3rd position. And Stephen Nuttall from penultimate on the grid to 4th. That is a very fine run from him. So confirmation, last Caterham race or not. Podium in 3rd place for John Mortimer. Lee Wiggins taking 2nd, and Aaron Head again the runaway Superlights winner.
I think Danny had a little problem going into the chicane. Then came around the next lap, there was a load of oil on the track, so I could only guess it was Danny. There was a nice little gap, Lee wasn't too far behind, and then just extended my lead, you know, to the conditions. There was oil on the racing line, just taking offline, and then just taking it easy, and I think that was a sensible choice, and came through to take the win with a nice gap.
Not out of the top 6 all season, and a podium to round out his career perhaps. John Mortimer 4th in the points, 1 behind Jack Sales. That'll all change of course, but Aaron Head 11 points clear at the top.
A proper champagne shower.